Welcome, viewers and listeners alike, to another episode of Reality Rangers. I'm your host, Malik Fortier.
And I'm Andrew Hill. Today we're talking about episode 7, I feel like the most bizarre episode so far.
I did feel like I was on something for the whole course of this episode. Like, it felt like I was disassociating at points, but it was a good one.
That's saying something, because we had like 30 minutes of Zach Brown, and that felt disorienting.
Yeah. First of all, we got to start off with a spoiler warning. We're going to be spoiling episode 7 and anything else in the reality TV sphere, like usual. And also, another content warning. Every opinion expressed in Reality Rangers is solely reflective of us and not of SpiritLive or the Toronto Metropolitan University as a whole. And also, we've got a little surprise coming down the pipe next week for the final week of SpiritLive this season. We are teaming up with the other Survivor podcast, Tribal Talk, and we're going to be doing a crossover. That's going to be fun.
Our arch enemies, our rivals. No, we love Tribal Talk, and I'm very excited to talk over there. We're gonna have, I think they're planning on a 2-hour episode.
A big episode.
We're gonna go a lot more in depth over there if you want to check them out. Tuesday 4 to 6. But we'll still be here. We'll have our episode this week. We'll have our episode next week. We're still having a lot of fun with it.
We haven't been voted out yet.
But you were almost on exile.
I was almost on exile. I almost didn't get here because, the TTC, we're not going to get into that. That's for another podcast. But, we got to focus on the positive. Is there a lot of positive from this episode?
I think it was, the outcome is the lowest low.
It's kind of tragic.
No, last week was the lowest low.
Yeah, that was the lowest low. Yeah. Now once you hit rock bottom, you can only go up, but we're going up slowly.
It's a gradual shift, and I'm hoping that it doesn't stay plateaued at the bottom. Mm-hmm. The episode itself was pretty fun, though. The vote was really interesting. I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
There was 14-person merge vote.
14-person merge vote. And everyone had their vote. There was no twists. It was just a normal Survivor episode with a ton of people, and I think that's best case scenario right now.
It was glorious to see all these almost Cambodia-esque voting blocks. I was listening to the Know-It-Alls episode of Fishback last night. I'm this is I loved Second Chances, and it reminded me a lot of that. So I'm this is what the fans want to see.
Did he say who he gave his fishy to, or?
I don't know if I think it was Jonathan low-key, which is we would not give the fishy to him.
No, we would never. Unfortunately, he did do well this episode, but in a way that made me really hate him.
Yeah, he was gaslighter number 1, rage baiter number 1, and unfortunately, his victim was Queen D.
Queen D, ugh. She shouldn't, gone too soon. We were just talking about her last episode as being, the best player right now, and I still think she's probably best player of the new era. There's not really competition unless Rizzo is, wins this season, dominates the rest of it. That's the only chance that anyone else has right now.
Yeah, we kind of need Rizzo to make a deep run because right now Joe is leading for most days played in the new era, and Jonathan is also creeping into that
And it's
territory.
only by one day because Jonathan and Rizzo both got 4th, but Joe got 3rd.
So we kind of need Rizzo to end them with haste. We need him to make it to the final 3, and you know what? Not to.
Even though we're in a ditch right now, I think we can get back up into that peak from Rizzo, from Sari, from Ozzy. I really like that group, and I'm very excited to see where they go.
Yeah, before we talk about this episode, yes. You do have some statistics about that merge.
So in the merge, there's a lot of people. So I kind of went through and broke down some of the statistics here. So in terms of their starting tribes, there's 3 original Vatu, 5 original Kalo, and 6 original Sela, which is shocking because Sela was the disaster tribe before the swap.
We actually have,
They haven't lost anyone after the swap happened, which is really impressive.
Yeah, it was Jenna and Savannah.
And Savannah, yes. From Kalo, the 5 out of 8, there's it was Jonathan D, Coach, who's the other ones?
Camilla?
No, Camilla's out.
We don't have a
Yeah, we're doing Final 14.
Okay. Chrissy, Tiff.
and Tiff. There we go.
Yeah.
And then 3 original Vatu. Crazy to me. I thought they would have done a lot better, but that's going to be what is it? Aubrey.
Oh my god.
Stephanie and Rizzo.
And Rizzo. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Not the three people I would expect to outlast everyone else on that tribe for sure.
It's so funny. Like, such a strong alliance was dismantled instantly.
Yeah, I mean, Stephanie has a precedent for outlasting these disaster tribes, but I didn't think she was long for this game. But no, she's having a great run, unfortunately.
Yeah. In some of our other statistics, of the 14 people, we have 8 people from the pre-40 seasons and then 6 New Era players. 4 of those 8 old school players are old school, like pre-20.
Okay.
And then 4 are new school, which I don't think any of them... No, Mike and Angelina have gotten out, but there's still 4 of them. That's Christian, Rick, Aubrey, and Chrissy.
Yeah.
There's also 7 women and 7 men, even gender split.
Wow, this is really like a evenly divided, equitable, like more equitable than BB comps, like merge. Like this is really, we love to see it.
As much as the boot order so far has been really sad to see, it's been pretty even.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of pregame alliance or like pregame relationships have already been like booted. I believe there's only... How many is that? There's 8 left going into this merge of people who have played together. So we have Aubrey and Devins, Aubrey and Sari, Aubrey and Ozzy, Emily and Dee, Sari and Ozzy, Sari and Stephanie, Sari and Colby, and Coach and Colby.
Yeah, and we're not counting people who played together but never interacted,
Yeah,
right?
it has to be people who interacted in the game. So, like, you could say Colby and Sari, but they weren't on the same tribe.
Yeah, interesting how, like, Sari has a majority of those relations and nobody's saying her name. Like, how are you the most insulated and...
She's just kind of like a queen. And, like, people who have said we need to get Sari out are now Sari, like...
Truthers.
Sari truthers, yeah. And... Yeah, I think that's about it with these statistics. They're very evenly split, like we said, and I think it makes for a lot more interesting dynamic with the merge, even though it ultimately is a little... The honor and integrity is kind of like the forefront. Actually, here, I also have the alliance chart that I feel like. So I would say there's 4 distinct groups here. There's the Nerds Alliance, which is Christian, Rick, Aubrey, and Emily.
Yeah.
There's Sari's Wizard of Oz, which... Great name. So stupid. But that's Sari, Rizzo, and Ozzy. Love it. That's my favorite of the people still in the game right now.
Love.
We have Honor and Integrity with Jonathan, Joe, Coach, Stephanie, and Chrissy.
You know, with the Stonebell Monk and the Tide Walker and the Dragon Slayer and whatever that means.
Yeah, I wonder... We'll get to it, but, like... We had a conversation with Coach and Rizzo, and I wonder if there was a Rizzo nickname that we didn't get to see.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And where's Chrissy's nickname?
Clock it. Or Stephanie.
Why don't the women get in? Why is it the 4 horsemen, not horse people?
Why did Rizzo have to replace Colby and not his 2 allies?
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So then, the last 2 outliers, I think... are a tight duo, but don't really have much relations to other people in terms of alliances anymore, and that's Dee and Tiffany.
Yeah.
I think Dee has connections to Sari and Rizzo, but not as strongly as she did in the pre-merge.
Right, and she also had Emily there, obviously.
Right.
But Tiff is by herself. She's one of those people that came in with the 2 other people from her seasons, but like the other 2, all of the people from 46 are gone but her.
She really only has Dee at the moment, which is really unfortunate to see, but... let's power through the episode.
Yeah, so we start off with, we saw a little sneak peek of this before the episode. It was Tiff trying to keep her composure after what Jonathan did, and she is like biting her tongue, but in the confessional, she's like, you lying skank, and I love this energy from her, and I'm like I always say, like, we need more Tiff, and I'm getting more Tiff, and I'm loving it, even though it's for an unfortunate reason.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, it's good content. It's great content, and I also think... Chrissy's, like, reaction to it, I feel like clears her from last week's allegations. Because, like, she was, like, praising Tiffany, like, she's being so calm about this. Like, she's really taking it well. She's being, like, so, like, kind to us. And I was, you know, like, I still feel like she was expecting something when she said those kinds of things, and then it didn't pan out.
Said, like, eloquent, which is like, okay, what do you mean by that?
But like, at least she's not saying like, oh, we need to get her out. Like she's being like a bitch or what. Like,
yeah, like she's at least going easy on Tiff. Like that's what a good survivor does. You don't kick people while they're down.
Yeah, and she's doing it like it's not doing it in front of Tiff. Like she's saying like to her allies, like we don't like Tiff is someone that we like who shouldn't be targeting or whatever.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes into each of the tribes meeting back up at their camp, you know, reacting to who got voted out. And I think the funniest part of the episode to me was the fact that Aubrey, because she didn't play her vote last episode, her idol last episode, and they were kind of like shocked, upset, whatever.
Yeah, Christian and Devins were kind of like peeved that Aubrey didn't waste her idol. They were like, well, had we known she wasn't going to play it, we should have just voted her out and let it boomerang back instead of So you're telling me Genevieve had a chance?
Yeah, that's like the most upsetting part. But I think it's really funny just given the fact that like Aubrey said that she just forgot to play it, and
she pulled a Natalie Anderson,
right.
San Juan del Sur, which honestly
I forgot, guys. I'm sorry.
I forgot. I've been trashing Aubrey this whole time, but she ate that one thing.
Yeah.
Like, she was unbothered. She was just like, nah, I'm not going to play it. I'm good.
I guess not. She could have just said that Genevieve played her shot in the dark and it didn't work, so she felt comfortable not to play it. Like, that would have been perfectly fine. Like, they would have understood that and they would have been happy. Like, yeah, we now can use this idol. And it's like, okay. And yeah, what a weird series of events. But that also leads into more fighting and like arguments with Dee and Jonathan, the start of their feud throughout the entire episode.
Do we have a clip of that?
I believe we do have a clip of Dee and Jonathan fighting.
Yeah, around the hammock with Papa Coach and...
yeah, let's pull that clip up. What a wild way to start.
Yeah.
Whoever's coming to tell you, I'm telling you.
Are you being honest?
Are you saying that I'm not being honest?
No, I'm asking you, are you?
I'm being honest with him. I'm telling you. I'm asking him.
With me?
Well,
about Charlie? You being honest with me about blindsiding me?
Okay,
after you knew for Ford,
no,
after you
of
know.
course.
Absolutely.
Everything I told you about
4
Charlie
days.
was real. Everything I told you about Charlie was
Okay.
real.
How does
Were
it
you
make-
being honest with me?
Do you want me to? Can I answer
Yeah,
you?
tell me.
I don't know what just started happening.
How am I
And we
supposed to
talked
believe
about
that,
this
Dee?
after.
I don't believe
We
that. You
talked about this
blindsided
after.
me. Why would I ever believe you?
What a like that's such a insane way to start the episode, and I think it just keeps going. It keeps bubbling. I don't remember if I had cut it off in that clip, but Jonathan kind of states how like he's trying to get Dee like a reaction out of her, trying to like make her blow her own game up, which
it's disheartening that there's this level of actually intelligent gameplay coming from this oaf. Like, where was this in 42? Like, you were just getting mad at Marianne and losing fire to an old man. Like, where was this, Jonathan? Maybe I would have stand you. Probably not.
Probably not. But I mean, it's like funny. It's kind of, it's like good from him because I think it makes people like worried to stick with Dee if she's going to like lash out, but also it feels like kind of weird to target like the POC woman,
get her angry,
like get her fired up, get a reaction out of her.
Yeah, so it's questionable, and I mean like he does a great job, I guess. Like, it's effective because now people are starting to look at Dee, which Tiff says in the confessional is not a good idea, not just because she's allies with Dee, but it's because, like, well, we should bring the winner to the end. Like, she's a great shield.
Yeah.
I don't know how would that have worked. I think if you let her get to the end, she could win the challenges.
I don't think she'd be a shield. I think she would, unless you can beat her in, like, a challenge or fire. I think you are kind of, like, this isn't a shield thing. Mm-mm. Granted, it is Final 14, so it's a shield early merge, but you can't let that go too far, especially because she's good at challenges. Like
a beast.
We
saw her almost win this one.
Yeah, she is consistently good. I mean, she won last episode as well. Like, it's just a consistent cycle that you can't let get too far. In the same way like Suri, kind of.
Yeah.
Not in a challenge way, but in a like social strategic way.
Exactly. But let's address elephants. I'm not good at haikus, but coaches. Coach has been sitting in his hammock just all before the immunity challenge, just like going crazy, low-key, like more crazy than usual. Like at this point I was a little concerned. I was like, we need to do a mental health check, because he's just like talking to himself, saying these haikus to nobody in particular, and Emily and like Devins are just sitting on the log like making fun of him, and they're like, should we like do something about Coach? Like he's kind of off his rocker.
Yeah, the haikus this episode have been so like, and it frustrates me because, you know, I have a clip for it. He doesn't know what a haiku is. Like he can't get the syllables right, and it frustrates the hell out of me. So let's just watch.
I'm gonna come up with some haikus about the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, let me grab some. Betrayal all around.
I'm gonna lie, I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna drag that man through the mud.
Yes, we will.
Nobody tells the truth like Coach.
That's a word that come out that man's mouth.
War has been declared. Did you hear it?
Hey.
Yep. That was a good one.
That was a good one. No, Coach, for those who don't know what a haiku is, it's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. And Coach, he went 6, 8, 5. That frustrated me so much watching it that I had to edit a full clip just for that stupid bit.
I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know this was happening. No, I think maybe this is part of his like Sun Tzu Art of War mind games. He's like getting people to think he's stupid and doesn't know what a haiku is, just so he can like, you know, come up from behind and cut them off with maybe a limerick or something, or like an acrostic poem. I don't know. Coach is he's running amok, and now he's going up to Rizzo, and he's like, Rizzo, I want you to join my alliance. We need more members. You're going to be part of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I tweeted this immediately. There has already been a 4 horsemen in Survivor in Fiji back in season 14 with Edgardo, Mookie, Alex, and Dreams. That didn't end well.
Let's hope that it's a promising sign for the future. Because every time I think about those players, aside from like Dreams, my first thought is always Earl's idol play. Like that is just such a Stacy Kimball's, and it was Earl's vote like split though.
Yeah. They
their whole strategy,
them.
That whole episode.
Why didn't we just vote Edgardo?
Yeah,
Like,
crazy. That's like the, you know, Stacy, I think, should have been on Game Changers.
She should have been on Game Changers.
Yeah.
She should have been on Second Chance. She should have been on All Mothers. Like, except for when she was talking about the French press. That I was pressed about that. But anyways, they're just accumulating numbers in the 4 horsemen. I think there's more than 4 people, and I think they're not just men. So I don't think this is an apt description. But
he specifically says that it's, you know, Rizzo, Coach, Joe, and Jonathan. So like, how does he, like, I still don't understand where he's at with Chrissy, and Stephanie is like, for whatever reason, being outcast. Like, I would have thought she'd be like the most insulated out of them, just because the others have like such obvious flaws. Aside from like Joe, who's Joe. He does nothing.
Joe. Yeah, Stephanie we'll get to in a second. But first, before we get to Stephanie's a little bit, we've got to talk about Dee's, I think, one glaring mistake in the game. She doesn't make many mistakes across her 2-season career, but this is the one mistake which I think sealed her fate. She told Rizzo's information about the idol to Emily, among others, which we didn't know about this, but she told Emily, and like time and time again, Emily and her big mouth sinked ships, loose lips sink ships. She told this information to Rizzo. She was like, you have an idol, right? Who told you this? No, Dee. Emily, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I cannot understand what Emily's thought process is every time she makes one of these decisions to tell everyone. And I am shocked every time that it works out in her favor.
Like,
How? She, like, I meant to get this as my tweet of the week, so I'll just mention it now because I forgot. There's this one joke where it's like, I just ruined an alliance.
I
They're
had
like,
that as my tweet of the week.
No way!
That's okay.
We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it.
I can't believe I didn't look at your tweet of the week. Holy
No,
moly.
yeah.
Okay.
Emily literally. I kind of am living for this casting choice, but I feel bad for everyone's games she's wrecking. But it is kind of fun to watch.
I'm just so glad, one, that she decided she wanted to come back after saying she wasn't going to, and two, people being proved wrong when they said Emily was a boring choice. Like, she is causing so much chaos.
but in an unbothered way.
Yeah, she's so, like... It's like the monkey in the screaming lion. Like, she's just sitting there telling everyone.
Exactly. Okay, now we got to talk about Miss Maga, Mother Maga, Stephanie LaGrossa Kendrick. She goes on a journey.
Yeah, it's probably the most boring. Well, like, okay, there's been worse journeys. Like, it was a fine journey.
It was it was a callback to an iconic challenge.
Yeah, I think of journeys, as far as they go, most of them are bad. So a average one is like is boosted much higher. Like,
Yeah, I mean, still there's some cons. Like, there was a risk of losing her vote. Yeah, and also I think another con is I would have loved to seen everybody do this challenge. It's the one where you gotta, the one that Sheehan won in All Stars and Parvati won on, like, I think it was Micronesia Hero
think it was
versus
Micronesia,
Villains,
yeah.
where you gotta hold your hand above your head and hope the tank of water doesn't fall on you. I love that one. I would have loved to see everybody do it, but right now it's just a journey to get a steal a vote. That's probably not gonna affect the game.
Yeah, it was a very straightforward journey. I mean, she won the steal a vote. I do agree. I love that challenge. And it's one of the only endurance challenges where I think that I could do it.
You think you could do it?
I think I could do it. And to prove it, over the course of the episode from when I watched that scene, let's pull up the clip. We'll talk as we watch it. I just decided this is a very stupid surprise. I'm going to, like, just hold my hand up for the rest of the episode.
You did not.
Let's just pull up the clip. It's a time lapse of me as I watched. Let's pull it up. So this is on 4,000 times speed. Me watching the episode, writing my notes. It just like it looks
How
like.
long was this?
I think it shows some proof at the end. But it was around at least an hour of me just holding my hand up. And granted, I wasn't starved. I was sitting down and, like, you know.
Were you using your dominant arm?
I was using my dominant arm. I didn't use, but also, like, I don't have a broken shoulder, so
Exactly.
it's kind of hard. But, like, I could have gone much longer, but my my phone was gonna die, so I ended it right as the episode ended.
Your phone dying was kind of the water timer.
Exactly. I was doing the exact same thing as Steph.
And did you get a steal a vote?
I wish. I mean, I saved my vote, I guess.
Okay, good.
I got to decide whether or not there it is. So it says an hour 35. I don't know if that's true, but it was 7 gigabytes to upload onto Google Drive. Don't know how. Either way, yeah, I think I could have gone quite a while, and I think I could win that challenge. That's the only endurance challenge I think I could do well at.
Yeah, Stephanie with her, using her non-dominant shoulder, because if we remember Heroes versus Villains, there was a callback. She got her right shoulder dislocated, so now she can't be right-armed. She has to be a lefty or a leftist or use her left shoulder to do this challenge, and she does it, surprisingly. And she wins the steal a vote advantage. We've seen this before. I'm using Joe's vote to vote for Joe. That was Stephen Fishback in Cambodia. And she did all that. She did all that leg work or shoulder work for nothing, because she gets there. She lies about the journey. She says, I only did it for half an hour to save my vote. And Sari immediately clocks her, because she can tell when Stephanie's lying. She's getting flashbacks of snakes in the grass when Stephanie was the imposter and did a horrible job. And she's like, Girl, I know you're lying. Girl, I know you're fucking lying. Because she folded immediately. Stephanie was like, okay, Sari, I'm going to tell you. I actually went the whole hour and I did get the steal of all. But don't tell anyone. And Sari's like, I won't tell anyone. And then what happens?
She tells everyone.
She tells Rizzo.
Yeah, she tells Rizzo. I think did she not tell Ozzy as well? Like
Maybe, yeah.
At the very least, she tells her alliance. This is such a like funny series of events because she's like, oh, it's so nice to get that weight off my chest. Like, and I trust Sari. She's not going to tell anyone. And like, why would you trust Sari? Like, it's like fool me once, shame on you, or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once, shame on me. She's been fooled probably like 10 or 15 times by Sari.
And like Sari, not just this season, but every season, she's like the one person that always has all the information. Why are you giving her more power, stoking the flames of the Sari fire?
Yeah.
Which is the only fire she can get going. Ooh, no shade, no shade. But like...
Hey, maybe we'll see Sari win a fire making this season.
Hopefully.
I hope so. But yeah, actually, no, I don't hope so. I hope they don't have fire making. But either way, yeah, I think... This is a very, like, I think every time we see Sari, Rizzo, Ozzy, I just get really happy watching them. They're such a fun alliance. I love Sari's Wizard of Oz, and or Sari's Polycule, whatever you want to call it. They're such a like tight three, and we've never seen Sari have someone that she just like will tell everything to. She usually like keeps stuff to herself and then uses it at the opportune moment. But like her and Rizzo have such a dynamic I would have never in a million years expected.
Me too, but then I gotta think back. Who was her first ever alliance that her ride or die? From season 12.
Aris, I guess.
From the Young Men tribe.
But, I mean, she was in, like, her late 20s at the time. Now she's in her 50s.
True,
and Rizzo's,
true.
like, 24.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a different dynamic, but still, like, well, let's hope that's not the same case. I don't want her to go out and fire again, but if Rizzo wins, I wouldn't be mad anymore. Yeah. But
I think, just really quick, we also didn't mention when Rizzo and Ozzy, they came back.
Oh, yeah, and they got back to camp.
Yeah, they came back to camp. They had their reactions, whatever. And we talked about Rizzo and Coach talking about the Four Horsemen. We didn't talk about Rizzo's reaction, though, where Rizzo, I think I think he played the best episode, in my opinion. I would give the fishy to him.
Yeah.
Because I think Rizzo is like only getting better and better as a confessionalist. Like watching him talk about the Four Horsemen Alliance was so funny, and I think he's like him doing his impression of Coach, like the whole thing. I love Rizzo, and I only grow more and more love for Rizzo.
It's
each
like
episode.
a reluctant standing, because at first I was like, oh my gosh, who's this guy who's so full of himself, calling himself a legend? Oh my gosh, he's getting brought back for 50. But like, it's just something about him where you can't help but just want to root for him.
Especially being Sari's number one ally, like transitive property. Like he just has that oomph.
Exactly.
So
let's get to the challenge, I guess. This is the most like cookie cutter. It was in the back storage. We brought it back out.
At least if they're gonna split up them into tribes, they're not doing two like tribals
yeah.
or like one
even
wins
two immunities. Like
right.
just they did the split up 7-7.
This is something that they've done way before 40 the new era. So like it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
It's just split 7-7. Whichever team wins the reward.
The only thing was they did a schoolyard pick, and I hate that they never show us the schoolyard picks anymore.
Exactly. Especially for a returning season with this many stakes. Like, you gotta show us that. That's good TV. That's juicy.
So, as far as we know, the tribes were Jonathan as a captain, and he chose Chrissy, Rizzo, Sari, Coach, Tiff, and Aubrey.
Yeah.
And then Christian was the other captain, and he chose Ozzy, Dee, Stephanie, Emily, Joe, and Rick. What do you think about this?
I had a theory. My mom said this actually. She was like, Jonathan basically picked a bunch of who he perceived as weaker people so that if they won the reward challenge and went on to the immunity, he could beat them all.
That's interesting.
I don't know if we should be giving him that much credit, but I mean, like, he's showing to be a little smarter. Like, he's evolving. So, like, maybe.
Yeah, I think of everyone in the season, is at least, like, showing that he's probably learned the most from his previous season. But at the same time, it's like, learning from ground zero is still, you have to get up to zero.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably.
I mean, the teams
correct.
ended up being pretty evenly matched for most of the reward challenge.
It was very close, and when we got to the puzzle, it was Christian and Emily, and I don't remember the other two, but Christian and Emily, like, they're better at puzzles, but I think they were just exhausted because these puzzle pieces are heavy, and they were so slow.
Yeah.
Even though they were, like, efficient, it's just if they were faster, they would have been efficient because they were doing everything, like, they were putting everything in the right place, unlike the other team. They ended up winning by, like, a hair.
Yeah, it was very close.
And so they won their Chinese takeout reward. This is another thing. Jeff said Chinese takeout and a classic Chinese dessert. Brownies.
I was thinking, like, I don't know, like fortune cookies.
I was thinking fortune cookies,
maybe,
yeah.
like, and there's like an idol in the fortune cookie.
That actually would be really funny, is like fortune cookies, and then one of them has like a clue on it.
Something like that would be gaggy, but no, I mean, I love brownies. Don't get me wrong.
But like...
But you can't hide a clue in a brownie.
Right. Like, nothing from Chinese takeout is, like, traditionally Chinese, but brownies is just, like, a slap in the face.
It kind of was, like, left field. And then, like, I don't know. Tofu, I guess could be some vegans on the island.
Tofu's pretty good.
I'm not a tofu guy. I haven't really given it a fair shot. Maybe I need to go on Survivor and win it on a reward, and I'll appreciate it more.
Or you'd be so, like, hunger deprived that you'd just avoid it.
Yeah, just go for the brownies, yeah.
But, you know... they won they won the reward.
And the shot at immunity.
The immunity challenge portion, another endurance holding your arms above your head. You had to hold like a pole that was connected to a ball.
Yeah.
And if your ball fell off the like platform, then you were eliminated. Ozzy won. And as we said before, D was very close. Like it was actually very neck and neck between most people, aside from Rick, who got out immediately. But Ozzy, first immunity win in 13 years.
Because he didn't win in Game Changers,
no,
right? He lost to Ty.
Like, wasn't he like the first merge boot?
He was like first or second, and I remember he came close to winning the pole one, but Ty beat him, and that was like a really low blow. Like, wow, like I used to be this shit, or I used to be like a challenge beast, and now losing.
He ain't even the fart.
He ain't even the fart. Like it was sad, but now he's reclaimed his glory, and we heard a little interesting statistic. He's one challenge away from tying Boston Rob's career immunity win record.
Yeah, and I think the craziest part to me is Rob and Ozzy have both played 5 seasons but never played together, so they make up a fifth of the entire Survivor like history. That's crazy.
Yeah, and the crazier thing is they actually will not be holding the record for most immunity wins internationally because there's a season of Survivor airing concurrently with Survivor 50, and I don't watch it, but I heard that Brooke from Survivor Australia has broken the record for most career immunity wins.
I honestly wouldn't know. I don't really keep up with Survivor Australia.
It's been on the timeline. She looks fierce.
She's a diva.
She looks like a diva. It's her third time playing, and she's been winning a lot of immunities, so I'm clapping to her.
Yeah, but we'll give props. She, this isn't like we're not Jeremy Collins, Jeff Probst. This isn't a half a win.
Yeah.
Survivor Australia is real Survivor.
It is.
But I don't watch it just because I usually don't have the time, and the episodes come out so fast. Like I can't keep up. It just overwhelms me.
And that's my issue with Survivor Quebec. Like there's so many episodes a week. But back to the US, we
flying back to Fiji.
D, Joe, and Ozzy are in a 3-way, for the win of immunity, and Ozzy takes it out. It's his first immunity win in a while, and D's on the chopping block. D is on the chopping block. Unfortunately, our last winner.
It was, so the start of the tribal scramble, it seemed to be either D or Aubrey. And, Jonathan, I think another moment where he's doing the right thing, like he's making the right moves, is he's saying Aubrey is almost guaranteed to play her idol this episode, so why would we vote for her? Let's just vote D, because she's going to be a bigger threat anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And, Tiffany, we get another confessional from her. She talks about how this is all due to, Coach and Jonathan's ego. They're just, they're stroking each other off.
No, their ego. Yeah, stroking their ego. Yes,
right.
yes.
That's what I said. That's what
you said. And yeah, it's like really unfortunate because these were two of her closest allies, and also one of them's on my draft, one of them's on your draft, and it's extremely unfortunate. But even worse news for Tiffany, now people are making her the split vote.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Also, all three, like we had talked about beforehand, all three of your of the possible targets this episode were from your draft.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll take the lead. We were tied last episode, and
yeah, it was unfortunate. Like,
and then,
even actually all four.
Yeah, all four. Because
Because-
as we're going to get to, Coach is like kind of going insane.
Coach is like delegating who should vote for Tiffany on the split vote, and he's shading people like Devins and Christian who are in the middle.
He's
and
getting really upset with like the people in the middle. He is calling Christian he's calling him squirrely. He's like not trustworthy, and it's like completely just out of left field. He's getting upset, and Rizzo has to console him.
which is like hilarious. It's like really it harkens back to Heroes versus Villains when Coach was like doing way too much at Tribal Council and Tyson had to come in and check him like no more feathers in the hair, no more telling
Yeah.
stories, like you need to calm down.
And it felt like the exact same thing, especially because Coach was wearing feathers at Tribal, and it's like, at what point does this become appropriation?
Yeah.
It's kind of...
It's bordering.
But, you know, we get a lot of, like, Coach kind of blowing up his own game, same as last episode. I feel like they're kind of bringing... Like, they're bringing it up more and more so that he can have a bigger fall. That's kind of my prediction, I guess. But ultimately, you know, it's kind of hard to tell if it's going to be D or Coach because D starts turning the votes on Coach, and we get a live tribal. One of my favorite parts of the episode was Jeff asks Ozzy about the live tribal, and he's just said something along the lines of like, "My first live, I'm kind of nervous."
Because it's true, like Game Changers was the first season with live tribals, and I don't think he
was on the
specifically-
jury.
He was on the jury.
got to
and,
watch.
Like, I mean, there was one pre-merge, but he didn't attend it. Like,
Yeah.
he was never part of a live tribal. So, like, he didn't get that experience until now. So I'm really happy for him.
Yeah.
But, like, this vote was, like, it was kind of dull because, listen, Billie Eilish, I love you, girl. But why can't we play your idol on someone else? Like, that really takes a lot of mystery out of what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I guess shout out Billy, shout out Phineas.
It's
Whatever.
not the Phineas idol.
I liked Aubrey's like quote a lot about the like if everyone knows about your idol, it's just a scarlet letter.
It's true.
I think Aubrey, that's another person we need to see more confessionals from because like she's like what Coach wishes he was because she has quotes that like make sense and are fun and
like
enjoyable.
a lot of people do blame her for like the use of like metaphors and analogies at Tribal Council, but I remember when I watched Korong for the first time, I was like, I'm living for her confessionals. Like, she's a good talker.
Yeah, the first person to do it, everyone was like, wow, diva, let's go. And now everyone does it, and that's the problem. But you go back to the first person, and you're still like, wow, diva, let's go.
Yeah, every icon has its cheap copy. Drew Basile. So, yeah, we basically have Aubrey play her Bebby, and then that leaves D, who ends up playing her shot in the dark. And what happens? Whoosh. Not say.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
D gets voted out in an 8-4-1 vote. Tiffany voted for Coach.
Do we have a
which
video of that?
I think
Of
this
Tiffany voting for Coach? Her voting confessional
Yeah.
against Coach? Because it's very scathing and it's giving me Gabon.
Yeah, this is like a sugar
Or like Crystal.
Crystal, yeah.
Forget you. Go home. Because Randy really does bring that out of people.
Yeah.
Coach does the same thing, though.
You're a self-righteous hypocrite, and I hope I get to write your name every single day until you go home.
Dams from the crowd.
We're getting dams from the tech op. Like, first of all, this is iconic. Second of all, I don't get what she means by this because why would you want to have to vote him again and again? Like, unless she knew Coach wasn't going home, which that does make sense. But, like, you should want to vote somebody out once.
Well,
Right?
I mean, if you think about it, she's kind of like, she's, what I forgot her name on Trader's voting Tom Sandoval every time.
Oh, yes.
You know, she walked so that Tiffany could run.
Was it Dolores, I think?
Yeah, Dolores. Like, so forgettable, but that whole thing was incredible. It's so funny.
Or like Lizette and Meredith and Shala.
Exactly. Like, it leads for good TV, and I think Tiffany's here for a good time, not a long time, I guess.
Yeah, that's a fair observation, because I don't think she's lasting long. Dee went home. She's got no allies unless somebody scoops her up.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for my girl.
So let's get into our next week on. Actually, first I want to say, Joe got no confessionals.
Yeah! Let's throw a party!
Woohoo! But next week, we got a lot more, like, it really seems like all of these rivalries are heating up. We have not gotten this many fights. Don't do that. Oh my god, is that Connor Story?
Oh my gosh, is that Hudson Williams?
He changed his name to Jimmy Fallon.
Oh my... let's play the next time on. Let's play the next time on Survivor.
There is only one Dragon Slayer, and there will never be another one.
Next time on Survivor.
We had a chance to take power of the Death Star.
One side is going to be able to take power.
They're snakes. Another twist. Double the consequences. Wow.
All right, so that's getting me pretty hyped. It looks like there's rumors there's going to be a Tied Destinies twist where everyone is going to be paired up except for one person, which word on the street is it's Cirie, and Cirie is safe. Woo!
We don't have any concrete confirmation of any of this, but it seems pretty damn likely. As far as we know, if it is 100% true, our pairs for next week are going to be Coach and Chrissy. Bye. One from each of our drafts. Christian and Jonathan, both from my draft.
Joe and Tiffany, which I don't want to have to lose Tiffany to get rid of that chop. No!
Please,
I'm
please.
thinking that's the most likely pair to go home, personally. Mm-hmm. And then we have Rizzo and Emily, which I don't think they're going home. No. Ozzy and Steph are not going home. And Rick and Aubrey are not going home. So I think it's one of the first, like, 3 groups, maybe.
Which is not good for me at all.
No. And also, I don't think it can be Christian because we got spoiled. Jimmy Fallon, I don't think, is showing up in this episode, so we know Christian is safe.
But also, he could just not have been in the preview.
That's fair.
We didn't see, or like, I feel like in this case with Jimmy Fallon, we don't really know what it is.
He's
but
not
it's
going to
like,
be on the island.
And it's not like Zach Brown, yeah. Where like, he takes up the whole episode. Jimmy Fallon just made whatever the fuck, and
I hope Jimmy Fallon knows his place and leaves quickly. He better.
And this is his second time making an advantage, and the other one was so
lackluster, yeah.
What was it? Island of the Idols, the secret peering into the tribal. That was like...
It provided for some good reaction videos, but that's about it. So let's go to our draft so that we can do our grades. We're
kind of running out of time here, so let's go really quick.
Let's pull up my draft, and I'll talk about who's still in the game and who's not, and who's going to get some good grades from me and some bad grades, some failing grades. Okay, we have got Tiffany. I'm giving her a C+. This is not her best episode, but does she have any good episodes? Not really. We've got Aubrey, a B to B+. She played her idol. She lowered her threat level. Stephanie, I gave her a B. She instantly folded to Cirie. Not a good move. D is a C. Ironic, I would give her a D, except for she didn't really do too much wrong except for telling Emily about the idol. Coach, I gave a B-. He's off his rocker. Ozzy, I gave an A+. He won immunity, he's got a good alliance, and no one's saying his name. Rick, I gave an A because he's playing the middle, and some people, except for Rizzo, don't realize that. Christian, A-. He's getting called squirrely. Cirie, A+, because, like, of course. Rizzo, A+, because they're a group package. And oh no, I'm going into your draft now.
That's okay. Let's just keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Chrissy, where is she again? B+. Joe, B, cause where is he? Emily, B-, cause keep your mouth shut. And then Jonathan, reluctantly, I'm giving him an A+.
Yeah. Well, let's do mine now. We can just really quick. We'll go back to my draft. Christian, I gave a B+. I think this is probably like his most insignificant episode, and he really didn't do much good or bad. Like, he was pretty consistently just fine, but he was being called out as a middle player. Cirie, A+, she did everything she needed to perfectly, and I think she's set up to go the furthest. Rizzo, another A+, exact same as Suri, but I think he's set up to go further. Chrissy, B, she didn't really do anything. Joe, B, didn't see any of him. Emily, B, I think she's really conflicting. Like, she's doing a lot of bad, but it's resulting in good, so I have her in the middle. Jonathan, angry A.
Yeah.
He did too much good, and it makes me mad.
Okay. For our last little bits of information...
Wait, I need to go through your draft just real quick.
Oh, my draft? Yes. Sorry.
Then I gave Tiffany a B. She was fine. Aubrey, B-. I think she kind of like did she played her idol.
Yeah.
It was weird. Stephanie, B+. She did fine, but she got that steal a vote. D, B-. She didn't really do much wrong, but the one thing she did resulted in a big blow up.
Yeah, it was a big mistake.
Coach, I gave a C. He was insane. Ozzy, A. He did really well along with Suri and Rizzo. And then Rick, A-. I think he did the best of the nerds.
Yeah, we agreed on most of our ratings. So, what else is happening in the reality TV world? If you speak French and you have Craver Nouveau, you can watch Survivor Quebec 5 days a week and Traders on Mondays. Traders Quebec, it's good. We've got somebody named Genevieve, so let's hope she can win because Genevieve couldn't win Survivor 50.
Do it for us, Genevieve.
We're going to put our tweets of the week. We're going to edit them on the screen, maybe somewhere here or after the video ends. It can be anywhere. It could be flying right past us. Okay, this was a great episode. We thank you for listening. Do you have any last words, Andrew?
Last words. Again, make sure to check us out Tuesday 4 to 6 on Tribal Talk. We're going to have a lot more time to go in depth, and so it's going to be really fun. Hopefully we'll have maybe another segment or two, just some fun bits. And then our last episode, again, Thursday. It's probably not going to be 11 to 12. I think it's 5 to 6.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be later in the day. It'll be our fun episode. It'll be silly. It'll be,
Yes.
But we're going to continue doing our episodes further on. We've got some fun surprises in the future.
R-Hop!
Yay! They're coming to Toronto!
They're coming to Toronto and they're actually checking in with us, and we're going to be on stage.
And this isn't fully confirmed. We'll figure it out at some point, but I've got 2 Survivor board games.
Let's play.
We'll have a lot of fun stuff to do after SpiritLive. So keep sticking around, keep watching our YouTube, and thank you for watching.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.